Hi, in this video we're going to review the Shark Canister Pet Vacuum Cleaner, model CZ351, and that's this guy right here. Now what do you get when you buy your Shark Canister Pet? Well, we've got it laid out here. We'll quickly walk through it. You of course get the vacuum cleaner itself, and in the canister there are 3 filters, 2 pre-motor filters and 1 post-motor filter. You get a tool clip, and this goes on the wand. The tools themselves, there are 2 of them. You've got a crevice tool and an upholstery tool, and of course you get an operating manual. I also wanted to point out that when we opened up our Canister Pet box, there was no sign of plastic anywhere. There's corrugated cardboard, there's this paper with a recycle symbol on it, and there's this normal cardboard. As mentioned previously, you've got 2 tools and a tool clip, and we're going to show you how that works. Take the tool clip here, and you pop it onto the wand. Now we can just slide these tools in. As you can see, it works, and it is handy to have your tools with you when you're vacuuming as opposed to having to go fetch them from a closet when you need them. But you know, this wand is already a bit large and clunky, and this does add to that, unfortunately. Another thing about the tools is it would have been nice if there was also some kind of dusting brush or dusting tool. There isn't. Now I think what they could have done is what they did with the Shark Apex, and I've borrowed a couple of tools from my Shark Apex. Now this is a crevice tool, but they have an extendable brush for dusting. Now that is something they could have done here, and they didn't. Also, this is an upholstery tool. It's got a removable brush face. Could have done that here as well, but they didn't. Bit unfortunate. This is the carpet cleaner head. You can see that it's only about 10 inches wide. That's actually fairly narrow for a cleaner head. Now that has its pros and cons. A narrow cleaner head, usually a little easier to maneuver and get around furniture. But if you're vacuuming large open spaces, you have to perform more passes of the vacuum cleaner. Now when this cleaner head is on, it's got this row of LED lights that also come on, kind of handy. And it's got a light here to tell you when the brush roll is spinning. And the brush roll is actually always spinning when you're using this. It just spins slower in hard floor mode and faster in carpet mode. Now let's take a look at the underside of this so we can see that brush roll, because it is an interesting brush roll. You can see it here. It has these fins, and Shark calls them power fins, and it's also got these kind of half rows of soft bristles. We've worked with these kind of brush rolls before, and they tend to do a pretty good job, and we will test this one a little further on in the video. Now, it's also important to know this is considered a self-cleaning brush roll. That means, for example, if you're vacuuming up hair, that the hair shouldn't stick or shouldn't get all tangled around here. While you continue vacuuming, the hair should slowly be pulled off of the brush roll and moved to the dust canister for disposal. And this brush roll, it's not easily removed. It's not designed to be pulled out and cleaned. So, you know, it's good that it's a self-cleaning brush roll. There is another version of the Shark Canister Vacuum Cleaner, and it's called the Shark Vertex Canister. Now, as far as I can tell, there's only a couple of differences between the Canister Pet and the Vertex Canister. One difference is this unit, as you can see, has all these silver accents. The Vertex Canister has copper accents. Now, we just saw the cleaner head for this unit. The Vertex Canister, of course, has the Vertex cleaner head. We've got a sample Vertex cleaner head here. Now we borrowed this one off of our Vertex cordless unit. As you can see, a Vertex cleaner head, well, it's got the same kind of brush roll here as we saw in this unit, but it's also got this second brush roll, very, very soft brush roll, right at the front of the cleaner head. And in our experience, this is good for a couple of things. One, if you're cleaning hard floors, it has an ability to pick up some stuck-on dust. It also cleans, as you can see, right up to the front of the cleaner head, and it tends to be a little bit better at picking up large debris. Most of the controls are here on the vacuum handle. There's actually a couple on the canister itself, which I'll show you in a second. Now you can see on the handle here we've got power on-off. This here is the floor type. Right now it's in hard floor. If I press it, that's carpet. And here is the power: maximum power, minimum power, medium power. I wanted to quickly highlight a few other things about the vacuum controls. When you first start the vacuum, it always begins in hard floor mode. In hard floor mode, the brush roll is spinning slowly. When you move to carpet mode, the brush roll simply spins faster. There's no difference in suction power. The difference in suction power occurs with the power settings: low, medium, max. Those are suction power settings. Now, you can't actually turn the brush roll off in this machine. You know, sometimes people want to clean a hard floor, they want to have the brush roll off. You can't do that with this unit. The only time the brush roll actually turns off is if you put the unit in the wand in the upright position like this. Brush roll stops. But the minute you move it back down, brush roll engages. Again, slow spinning in hard floor mode, fast spinning in carpet mode. This is the back of the canister. This is a power on-off button. We haven't got the unit plugged in right now. This is a cord retract button, and you have to hold it down. The retractable power cord on the vacuum cleaner is 25 feet in length, and that's a pretty respectable length for a canister vacuum cleaner. I'm going to show you the underside of this. I'm going to take the hose off. It comes off quite easy. Just makes it a little easier to move the canister around. The underside here has these 4 360-degree rotating caster wheels. That does help quite a bit with movement. One of the things that was a little disappointing, though, was that there is no bumper here on the outer edge anywhere. On the outer edge of the vacuum cleaner. You know, if you're pulling this thing behind you, it will have a tendency to bump into furniture or walls or things. You might scrape or scuff things, and it would have been nice if there was a bumper. We weighed the vacuum, including the tool clip and tools, altogether 17.1 pounds. Now, that's not really what I'd call lightweight, but remember, with a canister vacuum, you're pulling this behind you. You're not really lifting the whole thing. Of course, unless you're going to carry it up a set of stairs or move it from place to place. The canister itself, we weighed at 9.6 pounds. Shark states that the vacuum has an anti-allergen complete seal. Now that means that the unit has a sealed system. So all of the air entering into the vacuum cleaner goes through the filters before it's exhausted from the machine. That way ensuring that you've got, quality filtered air. You haven't got unfiltered air leaking out through pore seals and cracks, that kind of thing. Now let's talk about the filters on the unit. They're in the canister here. Again, I'm going to get rid of that hose. We've got 2 premotor filters sitting underneath the dust canister. So let's lift that up, move it over here. We can see now inside here we've got a foam filter, and underneath that is a felt filter. Shark says you need to clean these guys about once every 3 months. They're rinsable in water. Of course, when they're completely dry, you can put them back in. We have noticed online some people saying that they have to clean these a little more frequently. Hasn't happened to us, but we may not be using the unit as much as they have. Also, inside the dust canister, there's a metal mesh filter that you may have to clean. There's a couple of tabs here. You can pull that out, and you can see the metal filter here. So sometimes you may have to brush that off. It can get covered in some stuff. Let's see. Now we just pop that back in. There we are. And put the dust canister back in. Now on the back of the unit here, there's a panel. A little place to put your fingers, pull up. This comes off, and this is your HEPA filter. It's your post-motor filter. You can pop it out. Shark says clean it about once every 12 months. It's also rinsable in water. And to put it back in, top goes in first. You gotta wait to get a click. Got to give it a bit of a hard push sometimes, and then that panel, top first, goes right back into place. The dust canister is fairly easy to detach and to empty. To detach it, you pull up on 2 sliders here and pull it away from the vacuum cleaner, and you can see it there. Now there's a blue button here that opens up this bottom door. And you can see you push on that, and hopefully your dust and debris fall away. Now there is this big circular item or device that's sitting inside the dust canister. Sometimes that'll block some of the debris from getting out. You may have to reach in here and pull some things out. That does happen. We've seen it with other bagless machines as well. So close it back up, and it goes back in until it clicks into place. It has a capacity of 1.9 quarts, which is a pretty reasonable size. It's not something you should find yourself having to empty too frequently. The vacuum has a MultiFlex wand, and what that is a hinge in the middle of the wand. Now if you engage that hinge, there's a button on the back here you just push in, you can see what happens. Now why is that useful? Well, for example, if I'm vacuuming and in front of me is maybe a really low table or something, some kind of furniture I want to get under, I'm going to have to get down much lower to get the cleaner head and wand underneath. Maybe I'm going to have to bend over completely, so it's either hard on your knees, maybe a little hard on your back. With this device, I can remain mostly upright, so I don't have to bend over so much. Now, it is a little harder to maneuver in this mode, but it does work, and it just pops back into place. Frankly, this is a feature I don't use much, but we have talked to a number of people that really do like it. Movement of the canister across carpet is okay. It's not stellar. I mean, we do have these 360-degree rotating wheels, which is great, but they are a little on the small side. This is low pile carpet. I think if you had a deeper pile carpet, it would be even a little harder to pull along. And sometimes if you're pulling it and you come back in the other direction, sometimes maybe you're walking right almost over top of this canister. You can even kink the hose as you reverse directions, and I think I'll try to show you that. So if we're moving forward here, we can see hose tighten up and it tracks along behind you okay, even though it appears to be moving at a bit of an angle right now. But if I turn around here, let's say I'm going to turn around rather sharply and do this, you'll probably notice that hose kinking there. And it's not great. It's because it's not really a reinforced hose. Reinforced hose would have, helped with that kind of thing. Although the machine does ultimately swing around and move along. Now all of this kind of movement is much, much better, of course, on hard surface. Movement of the cleaner head on carpet isn't bad. We've got these large wheels here, and they have a rubber strip going down them to give you a little extra grip. Even on the other side of the cleaner head here, we've got some wheels. Now I'll just move this, and we can see how it turns on carpet. See that it turns fairly well. You can turn it much sharper, but of course, you're going to get to a place where you can't really turn it very well. It's going to start, pushing and snow plowing. I think all of this movement is better on hard surfaces than it is on carpet. I think one of the things that does let this down a little bit is the bulkiness of this wand. It is big and heavy. If I take the cleaner head off here, you can see the size of this, and when you are moving your cleaner head around, of course you're moving the wand with it. Now if you're going to use this wand for maybe some overhead cleaning or something, you can also see that it works and all, but it's a fairly large piece of equipment to be moving around. When using the vacuum, it is a fairly quiet machine, and it has 3 power settings, and we've gone ahead and used this digital noise level meter to measure the peak decibel output in each of those settings. Now we've got a table where we compare it to the decibel output from a number of other Shark uprights and even a Dyson upright. Basically, we place this 3 feet in front of the cleaner head and canister of the unit to get the measurement. The left column is vacuum model, and the right column is the peak noise level in decibels. Now we've arranged the vacuums in this table from the quietest at the top to the loudest at the bottom. You can see the first 3 rows are all the Shark Canister PET. We've got 3 rows because you've got low, medium, and maximum power, and that ranges from 70.5 decibels to 73.0 decibels. Underneath that, we have 6 Shark uprights. They range from 74.7 decibels to 77.6 decibels, and at the very bottom, the loudest of the bunch is the Dyson Ball Animal 2 at 78.7 decibels. We performed a cleaning test on this low pile carpet. We created our own debris of ground up Fruit Loops, flax seeds, chili flakes, split green peas. The idea there is to create something that's small to medium sized debris. We placed that in about a 5-foot long line on the carpet, ran the vacuum over it in about a 10-second pass or so, and we typically determine a percentage pickup. Let's take a look at that test. The vacuum did an excellent job on the carpet. I think you could see there's virtually nothing left. It's really a hard test to measure in that case, but we'd have to say, pickup was 99+%. Very good result. We performed the same test that we did on carpet on our tile floor to see how well the unit worked in a hard floor situation. Once again, excellent results. I think you can see it picked up virtually everything on the tile floor. I think a lot of that is down to this brush roll. We've worked with these kinds of brush rolls before and they tend to do a pretty good job. We did a hair test with the vacuum. We took long black human hair and short white pet hair, put it on this carpet, and ran the vacuum over it. Now, most machines will pick up hair pretty well, but a lot of them get a lot of tangling in the brush roll. This shark cleaner head, the brush roll is designed to be self-cleaning. Now, that means we shouldn't get much tangling in the cleaner head. We've done that test a number of times with a number of vacuum cleaners. I think what we saw in that test was that this cleaner head, or this brush roll specifically, does limit hair tangle. It's not perfect, but it certainly helps. We did a quick large debris test. We placed Fruit Loops on the carpet and ran the vacuum over it. Now, I think you'll see in this test that the vacuum does struggle with debris of that size, and I think that is probably where your Vertex cleaner head would have done a better job. Here you can see this cleaner head is pretty low, pretty tight to the carpet. With the Vertex having that brush roll right on the front spinning, that certainly helps with large debris pickup. We ran an edge cleaning test, and in that test we take chili flakes, place them on the carpet up against a wall. We then run the vacuum in one forward pass and one backward pass over the flakes, trying to keep as tight to the wall as we can. Now, we've seen some machines that will pick up virtually everything right up to the wall, no chili flakes left. Other machines will leave like an inch-wide swath of chili flakes along the wall. We found with this unit, we'd call the results average. Take a look. One way to clean up tight against the edges is to use the crevice tool. And you can see here we've got it on the end of the wand. You can also place the crevice tool on the end of the handle, like this. A quick recap. The vacuum only comes with two tools. You've got the crevice tool and the upholstery tool. It would have been nice if there were some more tools, especially some kind of dusting brush, but there isn't. It's got a pretty interesting brush roll. It is a self-cleaning brush roll. It has what Shark calls power fins, and it's got these kind of half rows of soft bristles. The controls here, they're at your fingertips. They're easy to use. They're intuitive. You've got carpet setting and a hard floor setting and 3 different suction settings. The auto retractable power cord system works well. Cord's 25 feet long. On the underside of the canister here are 4 360-degree rotating caster wheels. They provide a good level of mobility for the canister. Unfortunately, the outside of the canister does not have a bumper of any kind. That's really too bad. The whole vacuum itself weighs a little over 17 pounds, so it's not really what we'd call lightweight. Filters in here are easy to access, easy to maintain. You can take them out easily, put them back in easily. You've also got a HEPA filter and a sealed system. Dust canister, easy to remove, fairly easy to empty, and easy to reattach. It's also a reasonable size. You shouldn't find yourself having to empty it too frequently. The hose itself is not reinforced, so it sometimes will kink. That's, again, a little bit unfortunate, I guess. Vacuum is pretty quiet. Even in all 3 power modes, low, medium, max, it's still what we would consider a pretty quiet vacuum cleaner. In our tests on small to medium-sized debris, it did an excellent pickup job on our low pile carpet here. It also did an excellent pickup job on tile, the hard floor test. It struggled a bit with larger debris. It seems that the front end here of the cleaner head is a little bit low to get over top of some of the larger debris. The self-cleaning brush roll, it does work. It will keep hair off of the brush roll to some extent. Effectively, it will limit hair tangle, but it wasn't perfect. We found the edge cleaning to be fairly average, and we should note that this is the Shark Canister Pet. There is also another version of this Shark Canister known as the Shark Vertex Canister. It's got, instead of the silver trim, it's got a copper colored trim, and it has a Vertex cleaner head with that second soft brush roll at the front. I almost forgot, the vacuum also has MultiFlex technology, which is this hinge here in the middle of the wand that makes it easier to get under low furniture. So that's our review of the Shark Canister Pet vacuum cleaner. I hope you found it interesting and maybe even a bit useful. If you did, please consider subscribing, and thanks very much for watching.